Hey, what's up YouTube, and welcome back to another video. In today's video guide, I'm going to be showing you how to beat the new Spiral Abyss Floor 12. The new Floor 12 is harder than any Abyss we've seen so far. I'm going to be going over team guides, tips, and tricks to help you beat the new Spiral Abyss. For the first half of Floor 12, we're going to fight some small Electro Doggos, and then after we defeat 3 of these Electro Doggos, we're going to go on to fighting 2 more bigger Electro Doggos. The second half of Chamber 1 is similar to the first half, but this time we're going to fight 3 small Geo Electro Doggos and then 2 big Geo Doggos. When talking about strategies to defeat these Doggos, we gotta learn their mechanics first. One of the biggest problems we face when fighting these Electro and Geo Dogs is the corrosion effect. If their attacks connect to you, they'll stack a corrosion effect on you, and it will deal damage to you over time, even through shields. But on the bright side, this status can be mitigated by a healing character. Another Rifthound mechanic is they start with the same resistances to all elements, but the resistance to their corresponding element decreases if forced into their Rage mode. The Rage mode is achieved by attacking the dog with the same element it is attuned to. Once reaching this Rage mode, it cannot be undone, and you will have to fight the dogs in the Rage mode, but they will have decreased resistances to the element they are. Using electro forms of damage on your first team can shred through the dogs pretty easily. Team members like Beidou, Keqing, Ball, and Fischl are all great choices. Characters of the Animo element will also be great helps inside these floors because they can reduce the resistances of these dogs. Animo characters with the 4-piece set buff these resistance shredding abilities if they have the 4-piece Viridescent set equipped, which in turn will help buff the electro damage from your DPSs. So, characters like Venti, Kazuha, Sucrose, and Jean are all great choices. For the second half, you're going to want some Geo characters and Geo carries to help deal damage, so Zhongli and Albedo are great options for these floors, as well as Noelle, the Geo MC, and the upcoming Goro and Arataki Ito. Using Animo characters in the second half of the floor won't help you reduce the resistances of these Geo doggies because Animo can't swirl with Geo and therefore won't swirl anything and proc the resistance shred. Also, learning the attack patterns of these Geo and Electro dogs will be a great help because they're probably going to show up in future Abyss, so it's great to learn when you can iframe certain attacks. In the next floor, we're going to fight 2 normal Geo Bishops. This is probably going to be the easiest floor in the entire Spiral Abyss. Following the mechanics for the Geo Bishops, they will start with all attacks dealing Geo damage. Sometime during the fight, the Geo Bishop will infuse itself with either Cryo, Electro, Hydro, or Pyro, and the attacks they deal will now deal their corresponding element. You can proc their reactions with their infused element, but this adds a little bit of RNG into the fight. Their attacks will now deal that corresponding element instead of Geo. Their abilities are easy to read, so it's easy to iframe their attacks. For me, the best strategy is to run into a corner. Once they either jump or run over to me, I repeatedly smack them inside the corner where they can't escape. For this part of the Abyss, there's no really strong team recommendations, but just to bring the characters that deal the most DPS. For the next floor, we're going to have to fight 3 Maguu Kenki, and this is probably the hardest floor in the Spiral Abyss. The 3 Maguu Kenki both run at you, so it's actually pretty simple and easy to deal AoE damage, but their abilities hit like a truck. All 3 Maguu Kenki have different mechanics and HP bars. The Animo Maguu Kenki, which is a light shader of green than the other Maguu Kenki, only deals Animo damage and sends out wind slashing blades. The blue Maguu Kenki only deals cryo damage, and his abilities hit the hardest, so he's probably going to be the one to one-shot you. The last Maguu Kenki, the one with the mask on his right and left shoulders, uses his masks to attack you, and will deal cryo and anemo damage. Combating the three Maguu Kenki, it's best to bring a character that has high DPS output while also specializing in AoE damage. Abusing iframes are going to be one of your biggest friends in the Spiral Abyss. Because they deal their attacks in quick succession and so fast and so much, using iframes is going to help you defeat this floor. Now of course you can't use iframes for the entire floor, so using a shield character will help you greatly throughout the entire floor. In the final floor, we're going to fight a Ruined Cruiser, a Ruined Shielder, and 2 Electric Dogs. The Ruined Ranger deals range damage, so it will try and back away from you. I like to try and make it back away near the shield Ruin Guard, so I can try DPS them both at the same time. The Ruined Defender's main gimmick is it will raise a shield that will prevent all incoming damage, but it only prevents the damage in one direction, so just simply walking around it and then hitting it from behind will prove the same result. Next, I'm going to have to fight 2 more Electric Dogs. These dogs are extremely annoying, but it's good practice for next future Abyss floors. Their mechanics are the same as the first floor, so the strategies are the same. In the last half of this chamber, you are first met with 3 Geo-Electro Dogs, and yes, I went over this in the first half, so I'm going to skim over into the next half. In the next half, you're going to be met with 2 Ruined Guards. These Ruined Guards are extremely easy to read their attacks, and we've been fighting them since the beginning, so iframing is going to be extremely important, and you can also dash dodge. Bringing a character with a lot of AoE attacks is useful in this floor as well, seeing that the Ruin Guards always get so up and close to you that it's pretty simple to dodge their attacks and deal AoE damage at the same time. Bringing a shielding character is also pretty useful for these Ruin mobs, because even though some of their attacks are easy to read, it's not always easy to dodge. When building a team comp to combat the Spiral Abyss, it's best to pick an Electro and Geo character. The Geo and Electro characters are mostly just going to be used to combat the Electro and Geo doggies, but since they're on 2 of the 3 floors in the Spiral Abyss, bringing these characters along will prove useful in the long run. They're tanky as all heck, so bringing a healing character will mitigate the corrosion damage while you deal damage and take care of the Electro and Geo dogs. Aside from the best elements to use, bringing characters that specialize in AoE damage will also prove useful because these mobs are usually clumped together like the Maguu Kenki and the Ruin Guards. That's about gonna wrap it up for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you all learned a thing or two about the new and current Spiral Abyss, and see you guys in the next video.